Last year, the New Providence cheer team had a great year. Due to their hard work, dedication, and teamwork, they came in second in the state's competition. Let's see how they're doing this season.
The very first thing you need to do is get your routine set. So the routine has different elements, all including stunts, jumping, tumbling, and then like dance and cheer. So the very first thing that you have to do to prepare is to put that into a routine. You give everyone assigned spots, everyone assigned choreography, and then from there you work on the individual skills. So you work on the individual stunting, tumbling, jumping skills, putting them into the routine until you have a full routine ready to go. And then as you get closer to competitions, you start to put it together into what's called a full out, where you run that routine over and over again, practicing those skills in order to then do that at competition.
I prepare myself to compete by getting Starbucks before every single competition. It's kind of my energy and it gets me going, gets me through the routine. And also in the warm-up room, I'm kind of just like in my own zone and I'm just making sure that everything's warmed up and so that I can feel as prepared going out onto the mat.
In general, I like to get a good night's sleep, I like to eat healthy, but right before I step on the mat, I try and kind of get myself in the zone. I try not to worry about things that I don't have to worry about. I know that I've done this routine a million times, so either stunts or tumbling, I know that I can hit. I try not to worry about those things and just try to have a good time.
Usually the night before and the whole morning leading up to competing, I kind of just run through the routine a lot in my head and try to visualize where I'm going and what the counts are. And then in the warm-up room, I kind of by myself just like her, and I just focus on what skills I have to do.
The team has been doing amazing. Everyone's been working really hard and keeping spirits really high. I think we have a good chance at winning a group title. We're up against one other team, but if the girls put out their best performance, I think they have a really good chance.
Every category, like I was talking about before, in regards to what your routine has to have, tumbling, stunting, jumping, and cheer dance, each has its own score sheet. And through those score sheets, you get a difficulty score and you get an execution score. So your difficulty score is how hard of a level the skill is that your team is doing, and then your execution score is how well you perform that skill. So in regards to what skill we really need, it really is all dependent on the performance that we give. So difficulty-wise, we can produce the highest level skills that we are able to do safely, and then we have to hope that the performance we give at states is a performance in which all of those skills is what we call hit, which means all of those skills are completed the correct way, which would give us a higher execution score.
At every competition this season, the girls have been competing on a spring mat, yet there has been a change to the state competition, and the girls will now be competing on dead mat at states.
The dead mat affects the routine because we aren't able to do as high level tumbling, which affects our tumbling score because the difficulty won't be as high. So we will be scored lower than we normally would be.
And that really impacts the tumbling especially. So the girls have been working really hard on the flat mat to get their skills, and it also impacts jumps. There's not as much spring, so it takes a lot more strength in the jumps, so it's been a big change, but girls have been working on it for a couple weeks and it looks great.
So I feel in cheerleading, everybody, in a routine, everybody has their own individual job. So it's really important that you do your own job so everybody else can do their own job. And I always say that at the end of a cheer routine, you're in so much pain, your body's burning, but everybody's feeling the same way, so you can't be selfish and you have to do it for your team.
So you need to communicate a lot, make sure everyone's on the same page, because that's how stunts go up, that's how we have everything going at the same time.
With this decision being made to move to dead mat for states, many teams have decided to switch divisions, move to smaller teams, bigger teams, totally different divisions that they can compete on spring mat, which has made the cheer dance division much smaller. Because it's much smaller, we actually have a better shot at winning because we're going up against less competition. However, it also puts us in a tough spot because the teams that are deciding to stay on dead mat are the teams that really have skills in a strong way. So because they have such strong skills, they're a very good team. So it puts pressure on us to perform the best that we possibly can.
This team has been working super hard the past couple of months to get the skills they need. Though there is still more to fix and tweak, this team has the perfect mindset and dedication it takes to win a state title.